Hello, wonderful people. Thank you so much for coming to my channel today. I'm so excited to have you. So, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for trusting me and always coming to my site. If this is the first time you are visiting me, I am so grateful. Thank you so much. However, you came to my site, either through referral or recommendation or through Google search or however you came to my site, I am so delighted to have you here. Please, if this is the first time, all I would encourage you to do is to click that subscribe button right there. You see that subscribe button? Please click on it so that you would always get notification anytime I release new content. And please don't fail to like, share this content on your social media platform so that people will know that you are really improving and also for your own personal growth. With that said, thank you, and let's get to the topic of today. A lot of people have been asking me, JB, what does a Scrum Master do on a day-to-day basis? That is really a very important question. But honestly, what does a Scrum Master do really? Let's think about it, right? Is Scrum Master all about meetings, jumping from one Scrum meeting to the other? Is that all that Scrum Master do? Well, today we will take a look at what really makes this Scrum Master job really so fancy or really so enticing that a lot of people want to go into Scrum. Okay. So, and one thing I need to also make clear is that the day or the typical day of a Scrum Master is always different each single day, each single sprint. I need to make that very clear. But what does a typical day of a Scrum Master look like? That is a lot of questions a lot of people have been asking. So today we'll be taking a look at the 8 hours work cycle of a Scrum Master. In other words, from 8 a.m. or from the morning time to the evening time, what does a Scrum Master really or typically do? I also want to point out that if you go to internet, there are variations of what people think a Scrum Master does on a day-to-day basis. But one thing you have to know today that is really different from all of those things or all of those whatever people have written about what a Scrum Master does on a day-to-day basis. One of the key difference between my presentation today or my explanation today is mine is really so pragmatic. Okay, a lot of people might be doing a hybrid of both research and experimenting, and also combining their experience. But what I have prepared today for you is based on my experience, what I do on a typical Monday morning, or what I do on a typical Tuesday, or what I do on a typical Wednesday. So today I'll be sharing with you what my day looks like, right from in the morning time to the evening time that I go to work as a Scrum Master. If you're ready, let's continue. So I also need to also emphasize that what I do as a Scrum Master has there are lots of influence, or what I call influencing factor, that affects my day. Okay, so what I do is determined by what day of the sprint it is. Okay, if, for example, I have started my day on the first day of the sprint, it's going to be different from the second day of the sprint or the third day of the sprint. It is a very, very important thing for you to keep in mind. And also, what influences my day is determined by the agile maturity of team or the organization I'm working with. If the team is very much mature in terms of agile practice, then they might require little or no guidance or support from me as a Scrum Master. But if the team is pretty much new to Scrum and Agile practice, then it requires my full attention. But be that as it may, I am employed, or I am required as a Scrum Master to work closely with my team. And also, what I do as a Scrum Master is determine if it is distributed. What I mean by distributed is if my team members are all over the place. if you have worked as a Scrum Master, sometimes you might have team members in India, some are in Philippines, some are in Pakistan, right? Some are in Australia, some are in, I mean, different parts of the world with different time zones. So it is always different rather than when you're working with team members that are co-located. By co-located, I mean who are in the same time zone, who are in the same location with you as a Scrum Master. And then another thing that could influence my day is determined by the team size. Okay. If the team is just one team, then my day is going to look different if I am working with an organization that has two teams that I am managing as a Scrum Master, or three teams. So these are some of the factors that could determine or could influence how my day is going to look like. So you need to keep this in mind. Okay. All right. So how does my day look like? My day starts, my typical work hour starts at 9 o'clock a.m. But I start my day at 8:30 a.m. And when I log into work at 8:30, when I say my typical day, I mean the first meeting I would have start at 9, but my work hour starts at 8:30. So I log into 8:30. I use 30 minutes before 9 o'clock to be able to check my emails, right, to see if there are emergency emails from the team member, or somebody might be able to shoot an email early morning saying he wouldn't be able to attend the meetings because maybe he fell sick or he had an emergency, something that must have happened in between the last meeting you guys had and that early morning. So I need to check my email to know if there are anything I need to be very much concerned about or something I need to take care of. The second thing I would do between that space of time is to check my team's board. Okay. Now, every Scrum team uses different software. Some team would use Jira, some team could use Azure DevOps Board, some team could use ZenHub, some team could use Asana. There are different softwares that team members or Scrum team could use. So in my own situation, my own team is using Jira. So I'll go to the Jira board. I'm going to pull up the board. I'm going to check the work that team members have done in the past 24 hours. So I'm going to check and make sure that whatever that has happened yesterday, I can really, really keep in mind in preparation for the upcoming daily Scrum in a few minutes. With that said, and with that taken care of, I will now get ready for the daily Scrum, which happens at 9 o'clock a.m. Okay? The daily Scrum is a meeting, like we all know, that happens for 15 minutes. So what I usually do is we do schedule 30 minutes, right? We use the first 15 minutes to dwell on the matters on the sprint goal, because whatever the team is talking about should be centered around the sprint goal. And the daily Scrum is a way of inspecting and adapting to work in progress. So we go on, we already know how the daily Scrum is. This is not, I'm not going to talk about daily Scrum because we already know more or less what did the team member do yesterday, what the team member is going to do today. If there's any blocker, we should be very much concerned about. And then the next 15 minutes, we're going to use it for parking lots. Sometimes you may hear team members who will want to talk more detail about something, or we could use the parking lot for PR. By PR, I mean pull requests or flex time, where team members can bring issues, perhaps a meeting that has happened and that meeting has something to contribute towards the progress of the sprint. Perhaps there's some kind of issue or issue types, perhaps a story or a task or a bug they're trying to knock off that they want to use that period of time to have a more conversation on. At the end of that section, which lasts till 9:30, I will jump into my backlog refinement. Remember, for this organization, I'm managing two teams. So my day is going to go between these two teams. Okay. So the first team, I have backlog refinement, and that backlog refinement is for 1 hour. So I'm going to spend from 9:30 to 10:30, where I'll be meeting with my team members to refine the issues in the backlog. And within that section, I'm mostly going to facilitate that meeting as a Scrum Master and happens is for us to have conversation to understand the issues or to understand the items that we're going to work on for that particular, for the next sprint, right? So it lasts for about an hour. At the end of that backlog refinement, from 10:30 to 11 o'clock, I have to attend another meeting that is called the Scrum of Scrums, right? The Scrum of Scrums is where different Scrum Masters from different teams are going to have a conversation to understand how work is going, okay? So it always lasts about 30 minutes. If I'm preoccupied, let's say there is an emergency that I need to, or something I need to take care of, I could ask any of my team members to go and represent my team, okay? So in this situation, I'm available to attend for that section. So I will attend that Scrum of Scrums, basically to inspect how work between each team is going, 30 minutes. From 11 o'clock till 12:30, I have my sprint planning for my second team. Remember, I already said that I'm managing two teams or I'm coordinating two teams, right? So that sprint planning, again, I am the facilitator. For the Scrum of Scrums, I might not be the facilitator, I might be a co-facilitator because it could be a round table. So if in that situation or that particular day, I am the one that is going to facilitate, then I should facilitate. Otherwise, I could always give my own update based on the teams that I'm managing or coordinating. So from 11 o'clock to 12:30, I will be having my sprint planning for my second team, where I will be facilitating to prepare for the the sprint that is going to commence on that day. From 12:30 to 1 o'clock, I need to go for my lunch, right? So I need to go break my lunch, whatever it is that I want to have. Could be burger, could be, Nigerian jollof rice. It could be anything that I have, or it could just to relax on the couch and listen to any type of music that suits me, whatever I need to do. But lunch means that you have to fill your belly with some kind of food. So from 1 o'clock, at the end of the lunch, from 1 o'clock to 2:30 p.m., right, I used to have a book club. That book club is an opportunity where we have to review, or we take a look at, or we keep ourselves up to date with some Agile and Scrum practice. It's a very important practice. So that's an hour, 30 minutes. We're always in between reviewing some. We must have, I do share some kind of a page or an information or a link with my team members so that they could go and read and come back on that day, and then where we have to discuss, anything on Scrum practice. There has been a situation where we needed to come up or idealize or experiment or have a conversation on continuous integration and continuous deployment, CI/CD. So if the team is kind of thinking about trying to apply or implement any of the Scrum practice, then this is the opportunity where you guys are going to have that conversation, okay? From 2:30 to 3:30 to 3 o'clock, which is a 30 minutes, I used to have a one-on-one connect with my product owner. One of the values that a Scrum Master brings to organization is collaboration with the product owner. It is a very important idea to always collaborate with your PO, because it does appear that the Scrum Master and the PO are more or less on the administrative part of the Scrum team. The product owner is more concerned on the products. The Scrum Master is concerned about the Scrum process. You need to be able to identify that dichotomy, right? Okay, so you guys are going to have a conversation about how the team has been performing in terms of how we have been delivering the products, the Scrum process that we have been using. If there are some kind of things that you guys need to, pay attention to, right? So that 30 minutes should be an opportunity for you guys to touch point and connect. From 3 o'clock to 4:30, right? On this day, I have to attend what is called Community of Practice Section, COP. One of the ways a Scrum Master grow and develop is to be able to meet up with other Agile practitioners. Other practitioners, that opportunity, that forum gives you the chance, or gives the Scrum Master the chance to understand and share ideas with other Scrum and Agile practitioners. So I do attend that section. I try not to miss it because it's so important, right? And I try to participate. It's not just to attend, but also to participate. Okay. And I create time to upskill myself. Let's say the team has been going through some kind of reformation or transformation. This is an opportunity for me as a Scrum Master to begin to learn some new skill. Okay. It could be something that has to do with, TDD or whatever it is, test-driven development, or testing. Excuse me there. You need to understand the kind of testing that your team is performing so that you can continue to provide some kind of support. Okay, so and before you wrap up for the day, you need to do some kind of documentation or make some kind of notes that will help you to plan for the next day. And with that, you wrap up your day. That looks like a typical day for the life of a Scrum Master. Does that make sense? All right. So I know you might have some kind of questions or concern or anything like that. Please, as always, put your concern in the comment section or your question in the comment section, or you see the email address moving back and forth on top of the screen. You can shoot me an email. You can also connect with me on my Instagram because I do share some kind of a follow-up questions or make it more interactive. Please connect with me on the Instagram, and together we'll continue to make this a community and grow this community of practice. Please take a look at the website, and together we'll continue to grow. All right. Thank you so much for coming to my website. I'm so excited to have you here. It is my pleasure to always continue to make this a very collaborative opportunity for us to keep learning about Scrum and Agile. If you like today's presentation, please, I would love if you click that like and share button so that we continue to grow this channel. And if you haven't done so, please click the subscribe button so that you always get notifications, so that you don't miss the notification anytime I release new content. If you are preparing for an interview, most of the times they're going to ask you what a Scrum Master does on a day-to-day basis. This could be a way for you to modify your response because a Scrum Master is a storyteller. That's all right. Thank you so much for coming along, and I'll see you next time. In the meantime, bye for now.